I mean, it takes a lot of energy, yes, but we're so grateful. Sometimes it's a long way, but then you see the faces in front of the stage, you see the excitement, how much they love rock and roll, how much they love our music. It's just wonderful, and that's a fuel that keeps us going. You got to be always true to yourself, and to be in a band, to become an artist, to be a songwriter, you have to be always like real and authentic, And I mean, this whole rock and roll circus is crazy. It's wonderful when you're in the middle of it, going up in the charts, playing sold out shows, Madison Square Garden, and you go play all these wonderful festivals in front of 100,000 and even more people. It's unreal. It's like you're in a crazy dream, and you don't want it to stop. And you have to find your ways in those up and downs. And I think the challenges I was facing was when I lost my voice in the early 80s, when grunge and alternative music came around. It was like death for most classic rock bands, so it was always like you're on the way up, and you feel you're on the top, but then before you know it, you're going down for some reasons you cannot control, and then you have to be true to yourself, and hopefully you have good friends around you. Hopefully you have a good family life. You have your private life, that find a good balance between your real life and your rock and roll family, So it's very important to have a good balance, feel good about what you're doing, and have support from your family, friends. It's so important. When we played this 60th years anniversary concert in July here in Hanover, we wanted to be at home. We wanted to share it with our families and friends. We wanted to do this in a sold-out soccer stadium, because this is where it all started, And it's a good thing when you think you're on top of the world, but looking back and go back to your roots and find out where it all started, and went like a little kid with the guitars, going with the tram around the city to meet your friends in a little tiny rehearsal room. Nobody told you one day you rock the world, so, but it was like, where can we go next weekend? How can we manage not to play only Saturday, Sunday, but maybe the whole week, So we became our managers ourselves. And so many years later, yeah, that's the good thing about music. It brings together, and Scorpions were always about building bridges between cultures, between countries, bring people together with music in a peaceful way. This was always like, we were like on a mission in a way, Yeah, you're right. I mean, everybody's now so much focused on this social media kind of thing. Everybody, including myself, having this iPad in front of me 24 hours a day, my iPhone, like when you lose your iPhone, it's like you lose your life. So, and I guess the social media, it's one of the reasons that Scorpions are still around, playing around the world and playing in front of 3 generations. So it's the music, it's the songs that are still very relevant, I guess. And even though there's hip hop and rap and whatever it is, and sometimes you think hard and heavy, it's like the old days, it's over. No, it's not. Whenever we play and see there's a young generation, and they love our music, they sing along to songs like Blackout or Rock You Like a Hurricane. that were written before they were even born, you know. And so I guess, so it's part of the longevity of the band that we're still very much alive and kicking and rocking, and year after year. I mean, this year, like, it's almost 40 concerts around the globe, and we try to do this in the long run, you know, but you never know what's around the corner. And we're proud that and it's a privilege to play in front of 3 generations, and have the chance to go to places like Colombia, Latin America, to play Las Vegas, to play in Europe, you know. It's fantastic.